So in the wake of the NES Classic Edition, we had a lot of people on Twitter say, whoa, this is Sega responding to it with their own version, which would be the Sonic 25th Anniversary plug and play.
It is Sega responding, but in probably the weakest way they possibly can, by taking a product that's been out for, 2 years now? I think 2 years now. And basically slapping it into a different box, putting the 25th Anniversary logo on it, adding one more Sonic game to it, which I think is 3D Blast, one that no one cares about, and in the process removing... adding a couple other games to it, and then removing such games as like the entire Streets of Rage series, which makes absolutely no sense, since those are well-loved games.
So let's go over, I guess, is there a list then confirmed? Because this is the AtGames list I have in front of me about what's out and in. Okay. Oh yeah, they're getting rid of basically all the games you'd want to play from the classic Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of Flicky. Echo, they're getting rid of, yes, like Ian said, the Streets of Rage trilogy. Virtua Fighter 2 is gone. But in your place, you're getting some decent stuff in its place. You're getting Eternal Champions. You're getting...
Flicky.
Flicky's in. He's going to be in.
It's out, but it's also in.
You're going to get Phantasy Star 2 and 3. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sonic 3D Blast, Sword of Vermilion. Yawning Triceratops. Not sure what that game is.
So these AtGames Sega consoles, if you didn't know, apparently have about 40 actual Genesis games, and then about 40, I don't know if they're clones or homebrews or what, but they have 40 games that were actually not on the Sega Genesis to begin with at all. So, this is an attempt to compete with it, obviously, a rebranding and a horrible attempt at saying, us two guys, we can do this, and I believe it'll be at a cheaper price point. I believe that these were sold at $40. The one nice thing about these consoles is they have a cartridge slot that does run actual Genesis cartridges. Unfortunately, the compatibility on these is pretty poor. If I remember correctly, it has roughly the compatibility of the Sega Genesis 3, which is not particularly good at all, and it uses infrared controllers, which are abysmal. If you ever used those wireless controllers from the 90s, well, they're running on the same technology, and they're just as reliable.
So there's no ports for their own Genesis controls?
I believe there are, but it's not what it comes packed with stock.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are going to be garbage for the most part. So there's 80 games, but only 40 are games people are actually going to want to play for the most part. So just running through, you got Alex Kidd and Shaded Castle, Alien Storm, let's see. Shotgun, The Forever Man, that's an interesting choice. Columns, E-SWAT, Flicky, Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3, Phantasy Star 2 and 3, Shadow Dancer, Shinobi 3, Sonic and Knuckles, the first two Sonic 3D Blast, Vector Man 1 and 2, 3 Mortal Kombat games, kind of surprising, get all 3 on there. And then some of the games that are just thrown on there because these are the games that you'd find on your default Chinese handheld you buy overseas. You have stuff like Adventure in the Park and Memory.
Dominant Amber.
Air Hockey. Spider. Naval Power. Not Battleship probably, but Naval Power. Brain Switch.
Plumbing Contest.
Brain Switch and its heralded sequel, Mega Brain Switch. Hide and seek. So these are games that they really shouldn't pump it up with 80. When people are saying, "Oh, there's going to be 80 games on this," they're not Genesis games though.
I still want to know what Yawning Triceratops is.
I think we have to buy this just to see what Yawning Triceratops is.
Next time one comes into the store, because they do come into the store all the time in boxes full of trade-ins, I'm like, I can't give you anything for this, and they're like, just take it anyways.
I like the name of some of these games, like let's see, Whack-A-Wolf. So that's a complex whack-a-mole game, except maybe the wolf comes after you.
Yeah.
Snake, Mr. Balls, and Fight or Lose.
Well, hold on, how do we miss this one? Meatloaf Rotation.
Is it cooking, or are you actually taking the singer Meatloaf and putting him on a spit and turning him?
I'm guessing someone tried to make a Tetris clone and couldn't get the graphics right. So many
questions, so little answers about this console. But yeah, this will sell fine, but it's not Sega's response. It's repackaging their old stuff, or AtGames is repackaging at least. So.